Together here, the best of the best, didn't you? And you really took the best of the content, the best of the process, and the best of building to in new ways, and therefore a school without classrooms.
I'll take it. I'll run around.
Yeah, Sarah, she said she wasn't going to be here today, but she talked to you.
She's in maths.
Nice one. Oh, very good. What's she doing down there?
Coming around a little bit.
You know, it was actually, when I was flipping around New Zealand about 20 years ago doing a whole video, 6 television channels, the thing that blew us away around New Zealand was Carlton. Carlton Intermediate School then, this is back 1990, Carlton Intermediate School had their own forestry, their own trout hatchery, and they had about 10 things like that. You would swear that, talk about using the whole world as your classroom. Trout hatchery. And a whole bit like the forestry was just incredible.
But did they have a wetland?
Well, they haven't got the wetlands here, no.
Come upstairs and we'll have a these are very important people.
Oh, look at this.
This is Rocky.
Building.
This is Rocky and Pebbles.
Collaborating.
And Roxanne.
Making meaning. That's
And
nice.
Cliff.
And this is... Oh, a breakthrough. That's nice.
So
Okay.
this is, I mean, it's like, it's all very well having an aspirational vision, you know, but how do you actually portray that to the very youngest?
Especially, it's got to be very
So your
concrete.
5-year-olds. So we're quite big on sort of the images, I suppose, and the metaphors and that. And these guys, you know, they'll go to learning hubs, they'll spend time in assembly, they'll get kids coming down to talk to them, and yeah, they'll have conversations with kids. And
Oh, like... I've had a real breakthrough. I see that I don't have to be a lecturer anymore. I can listen to my students. Yeah, right.
They're great, they're great.
no, so they are really good, and they have endured as well.
And they're tied in with the four key concepts.
The 4 key vision principles, yeah, so we can talk you through a little bit, talk you through that a bit. And then this is our leadership space, so there's actually Ellie, who's our office wizard, and Kirsty, who's our other AP, and
They're both the deputy.
and then Sarah, she sits down there as well, so we kind of share the space.
Well, it's again open spaces. You don't have those little boxes, right?
No.
You know, like my office, my territory.
But originally it was going to be like that, and Sarah said no, we don't want to have that. But there was because when you get a new school, the principal doesn't come on board until pretty well all the design is done.
Really?
Yeah. So you literally get.
Where's the vision come in?
Well,
That's funny.
because we're locally governed, if you like, you know, we have each of the schools has its own board of trustees, which is in an establishment situation, they're ministerial appointments. But there was only one of those people who actually went on to be, who was actually a parent here. You know, there was one teacher, there was an educationalist, there was somebody in local government, and people sort of get involved in that. They're the ones that have the conversations with the Ministry of Education New Schools team, plus the architects, and then the principal. And one of their first jobs is to appoint the principal. By which time the design footprint's pretty well laid out. And it's like, oh, that's interesting. I mean, for the sake
Which is the weakness.
It's the weakness.
It's the remaining weakness, I think, of anyway.
Unless it's a big vision.
Yeah, and so the board had a bit of a vision, and you've got to also understand that a lot of the community didn't even exist at that stage.
Sure. Yeah, right.
There's rocks around the place.
And then Sarah came on board, and she sort of
Sarah's the principal.
Yeah, put a bit more grunt into it really, and made a few more legs on it. And then Kirsty and I came on board as well, and it sort of between us it all sort of kind of fell into place a bit.
But they also had a good look around some of the other schools around.
We did.
So where was the idea? Did you tear down some walls to make it a place?
Yeah, we took down some of the morning so.
Or was it the original people who came up with this idea of the environment being a teacher?
The original
Team or whatever.
Yeah, I'll show you the. Are you interested in the build and you're interested in the design and things?
Yeah.
Oh, these sliding doors, that's nice.
So essentially, The contemporary model when this was built was to have, it was kind of a pod.
When you have 1, 2, probably space for 4 or 5 classrooms.
Originally there was going to be a door here, a big sliding one there, and this one. And the design was, and so you get this idea of a shared space in the center. When we actually looked around and we saw schools that have got these kind of pod designs, and sometimes it was with 3 classrooms, sometimes it was 4, sometimes it was like 5 or 6 leading onto a central space. More often than not, that central space is given to traffic, foot traffic, to dumping stuff, or maybe Friday afternoon you might do art there if you're lucky. And so we said we don't actually, if we're aiming for this collaborative, teaching practice, we want to get rid of some of these doors. We'll keep this one here because that's the one that's got the projector at the moment, so we won't have it next time. But we want to get rid of these. And the Board of Trustees said to us, well, that's all very well, but where's the evidence? Where's the precedent? Because, and this was only 2 years ago. And in New Zealand, where are the models of open learning space classrooms that weren't just hangovers from
The 1960s?
Yeah, there you go.
So where were
In
they?
other words, 2 rooms with petrified out.
So the question was, where were they? And it was like,
Somebody's got to be the first.
there ain't anybody really.
Sweden and Finland, I assume.
Yeah, so we went down to, we already been to Christchurch to see the Discovery School, as it was at the time.
We spent about an hour with Vicky back the other day.
Oh, nice. And then we went to Melbourne because in Australia they poured money into this building the education revolution to really stave off the economic crisis back in about 2009-ish.
Wow.
They had a lot of schools, instead of getting a nice hall or a beautiful admin area, had opted for some modern learning environments or innovative learning environments. And so some of them had come out of that. So essentially the model is you've got 3 teachers in here working with 3 classes of kids.
In 3 years. Is it 3 years?
We've actually got 4-year groups up here as well.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've got year 5 up to year 8. The idea being that each teacher kind of have administrative responsibility, if you like, things like taking a roll and stuff in the morning for a smaller group of kids. They're the ones that make sure the assessment's on the right place online, that the report's done. But actually there's a whole bunch of people feeding into that. And that's the idea. So it's looking at that they work collaboratively. We can show you what it looks like, but they work collaboratively to design the learning, to organise what's happening. Sometimes they'll kind of buddy teach or team teach.
Well, I'm guessing that these walls look differently month to month. It's not like you put the poster up and that's what it is for the next 9 months.
No.
This looks as though it's got some change over it.
It's more process.
Like a desktop.
Yeah, it's more process orientated rather than sort of final product. It's kind of like stuff that's going on as opposed to stuff that's sort of completed and kind of finished.
So they can be working by themselves or in twos over there.
Yeah. So there's kids on last couple of years we rolled out netbooks, so little triple E as these netbooks, and since then we've switched over to Chromebooks. So we're